Grace Ting, is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Great. Just making sure I'm chatting with the right person. Nice meeting you, Grace. My name is Chris Chu. I'm a registered nurse specializing in mental health. You're here referred to me by your family doctor, Dr. Smith. And my responsibility here is to help you establish your mental health goals, address your mental health problems, and we'll work together, ultimately achieve your long-term goals. And everything here we discuss in the sessions will be confidential, and it might be shared with Dr. Smith or other healthcare workers in regards to some treatment concerns, but everything that is discussed here will not be disclosed out of the work settings.
Okay.
Today's session is just going to be about 10-15 minutes. It's just going to be a basic background interview, so we get to know each other and you can share some of your background with me. And later on, if you're willing to come back, each session is going to take about 20 to 30 minutes, but all the service will be covered under Medicare. Okay, well, before we start, can I offer you something to drink? Tea or water?
No, thank you. I'm fine at the moment.
Okay, all right. So Dr. Smith mentioned in the referral that you are struggling with substance use. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, he just mentioned something really brief in the referral. Would you like to give me some more detail about it so I get to know better about your current situations?
Yeah, sure. Since I had memories, my dad was always being abusing my mom, and he's an alcoholic, and he would always beat my mom when he's not happy with the things at home. But because my mom hasn't have a proper job, so basically we're all depending on my dad's income. Yeah. So, but 2 years ago, because my dad was, getting more and more aggressive and abusive, that's finally they had a nasty divorce. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your mom and your family experience. You must be devastated back then.
Yeah, it was a quite miserable time for me because I ended up living with my mom, and she had to go to find a job, and since she hasn't been working for quite a while, and with those little experiences, it's really hard for her to find a job. So we were basically rely on government's welfare for a while, and then she started to get depressed and have mood swings. So I would just get blamed from her, and so sometimes without a reason she would just yell at me. Yeah.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. It must be really distress for you.
Yeah.
And so what happened afterwards?
Then I got a part-time job at a little corner store as a cashier to support me and my mom. My school marks started to drop because I was doing too much night shift, and I started to draw out from my friends at schools because I spend most of my time hanging out with the people I work with. And they were all smoking weed for fun, so I started to smoke weed as well. And I started to smoke more and more because they smoke as well. Yeah, and we would do clubbing together, and so I was introduced to ecstasy, and that was my first time to try it, and I love it because the feeling, and it makes me, but normally it makes me really exhausted afterwards. So I was really tired and I couldn't really focusing at school's work. Yeah, so, but my friends from school, they was trying to help me with my schoolwork, but you know what I mean, it doesn't meant a lot for me because I was really exhausted. And Yeah, and later on, I made more friends from the club, and I started to do narcotics with them, and I enjoy the feeling, but I was always looking for more excitement, and I ended up using ketamine and cocaine, and kept wanting more and more, and but it would not give me the same feeling as the first time I tried it. Yeah, so now I am struggling with these addictions.
Okay, I'm so sorry to hear about your experiences. You must be feeling helpless at times, right?
Yeah, I was devastated, because part of me, I know that is bad for me, but inside, another part of me, I kept wanting them. Yeah.
So you feel you're fighting within yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you're suffering. So just to sum up from what you told me, you've been using weed, ecstasy, narcotics, and ketamine and cocaine at the same time. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Where do you normally do it? Where do you normally use it?
Either at my friend's house or in a club.
Okay. So you're saying you always do this together with your friends from work? Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Are you still friends with your classmate from school?
Yeah, we're still friends and we still spend some time together occasionally.
Okay. So what do you normally do when you occasionally meet up?
We watch movies or sometimes shopping.
Okay. But you don't do drugs with them, do you?
No.
Okay. Do you have any cravings at all when you're hanging out with your friends from school?
Not usually. It is at the night times when I hang out with people from work, yeah, and when I have arguments with my mom, I just crave for something to relax, to chill.
Okay. So according to that, your drug addictions get worse when you're hanging out with friends or when you're getting stressed out. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. May I ask you, how do you feel? Like, what kind of, when you have your cravings, what kind of physical experience do you have?
I normally feel cold and about to throw up, and my heart beat super fast, and I have headache, and normally I will have goosebumps all over me, and I was really, really shaken. I just feel really unwell, and I want something, just do something to calm myself down.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear about your terrible physical experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you feel anxious, nauseated, and cold chills with your cravings.
Yeah.
And what about your behaviors? Does that change the way you behave at all?
Yeah, I tend to be more irritable or short-tempered. Neither sitting nor standing makes me feel more comfortable. And I yell at customers and tend to break something, and I also get emotional sometimes. And it happens to me a few times yelling at customers, so that's why I got fired or something.
Oh, I'm sorry that you lost your job recently,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry for your behavior, emotion changes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're experiencing those episodes, can you tell me during the cravings, do you have any mental experiences such as like having some strange thoughts or seeing images at all?
Not really. I just feel in my head desperately need for something to relax.
Okay. Is there any specific triggers that triggers your cravings at all?
Let me think. I think loud noises triggers the cravings, because as soon as I heard loud noises, I will start to feel the cravings. And for now, it is like even worse. Like when I hear the honking traffic,
Okay.
my cravings will just come up.
Alright. Okay. So you're saying persistent loud noise or music are your triggers? Is that correct? Okay. Is there any particular type of music that triggers your craving?
Something with really fast beat, like techno or heavy metal.
Okay. And during those episodes, have you ever had any suicidal thoughts at all?
Not really. But I do feel suffocating at times and need something to make me feel better.
Okay. What about some thoughts about harming others?
No, but I don't like people get around me because it really annoys me and makes me feel anxious.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through all this. May I ask you how long you've been using it?
Year and a half now.
Okay, so shall we say that's about 18 months?
Yep, you're right.
And how often do you use?
When I first started, about once a week, and now if I have money, I would do it every other day. But since I lost my job, no income, I can't really afford it. So that's why I've been experiencing these horrible feelings, and I really hate myself getting into this mess, and yet I can't stop at all.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear what you're going through at the moment. It sounds very difficult for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you're seeking for help? Because you wanted to get away from these horrible feelings and just get your normal life back?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I'm glad you are making a decision to change, and I'm willing to help you achieve your goals.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll work together from now on as a team to achieve these goals.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. This is what I'm here for. So just to help us plan better, I'm gonna state some of the modifying factors, and you can add to it when you think it's necessary.
Yeah.
So by modifying factors, I mean some factors that we could make some change around it, such as environment or lifestyle, because you saying that hanging out with your friends, certain noise or music triggers your craving. So these are the things that we might be able to change. And is there anything else that you could think of at the moment to add to those lists?
I can't think about anything at the moment, but I can let you know if I come up with anything.
Okay, okay, good. Just keep in mind every time when you come across something that you think could help us eliminate some of the thoughts that you have, and let me know. And to help you remember, you can even write them down and bring it to our sessions.
Okay, I will.
Okay. The next thing is that I'm wondering is if there is any medical conditions that runs in the family, such as heart disease, blood pressure, or are you on any medications for those issues?
No, I don't have any of that.
Okay. Is there any other medical treatment that you're currently undergoing or in the past?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Is there any family history of medical conditions such as depression or mental health issues that runs in the family at all?
Not at all.
Okay, good to know. I think this is it for today's session. Thank you for sharing your past experience. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry to hear what you've been going through. But we're working together, and we'll make some changes. Would you like to come back next week for another session?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, how about next Tuesday around 10 a.m.?
That's fine with me.
Sounds good. Well, meantime, if you have any worry or question or concern, feel free to contact me or bring up to my attentions.
Okay, I will.
All right, so I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See you next week.
See you next week.